conditioned relaxation. This is very useful in lots of different scenarios. If your dog gets hurt on their underside, it gives you a chance to examine that. We take dogs out hiking so they end up with cuts and scratches, or we have to pull out cactus needles. Sometimes we have to treat cuts, and sanitize them, different things like that. It's also useful kind of as a good way to just connect with your dog. You can work and do some grooming in this position, such as their nails with the Dremel. So this is the position I use for my dog to do his nails. It's a great way to work on stretching or massage, especially for dogs that are very active. Luna likes to jump and bounce off of stuff quite a bit. So she's going to be a dog where doing massage, especially on her back legs, is going to be incredibly helpful for her. So getting them into the position can be a little bit awkward at first. Usually I like to have them set up in between my legs. So I kind of bring them around and I rotate them. And it's a little bit awkward at first. You can see Luna's kind of a little bit stiff. As you practice with this, you'll start to see where the dog relaxes into the position much faster and faster. A lot of times until they relax, I'm just going to just do light petting, kind of deeper, slow motion pet. So it's just going to be, like real, not super intense with that touch, but just a little bit of light pressure, and I just usually relatively slow in the movement. I don't want to amp them up and do any type of fast petting movement, because now the dog wants to play, and I want them to relax in the position, not get amped up and stand up. We've done this a couple times with Luna, so it's not her first time. So as you can see, she relaxed relatively quickly for me. A lot of times massage is better when you move towards the major arteries, so in the groin area or the armpit area. So you can start here and just kind of move down. A lot of times when I do the forearm, I'll hold and support the elbow, and then I'm just going to take this front finger and then just lightly run it down. As the dog is more comfortable with massage, you can adjust that pressure accordingly. But usually when I first start doing this, I'm pretty light with them. I want it to be enjoyable. I don't want the dog uncomfortable where now they don't want to be here with me. A lot of times I like kind of having them in between my thighs, and then I can come up behind here. And this starts introducing that front stretch for me when I work with the dog. So I'm just going to come under here and kind of push it forward, just real gently. Start loosening things up, and that way now we're set up to stretch that paw out. When I do stretching, it's only what the dog lets or what they're comfortable with. I don't want to overstretch anything like that. As they get more comfortable, we can add a little bit more to it. But I always read the dog's body language for what they're comfortable with. So you can see Luna's kind of holding back a little bit. There it is. I can hold the stretch for a couple seconds and then come out of it. A lot of times I'll rub it out. If we think about when we do stretching, sometimes it feels nice after like a good hard stretch. You rub things out, loosen it up a little bit. So you see she's holding back a little bit. So this side, she definitely let me do it a lot easier. So that could tell me a little bit on, what side she's more tight on. This will also help prevent injuries. When I do their back end, the inside is just as important as the outside, but a lot of times you'll be a little bit tighter on the outside. a lot stiffer on her back legs, so you'll see when I do stretches with her back legs, it takes her a little bit longer to be comfortable. And I usually will spend a little bit more time massaging her back legs in between the stretches, just because she's pretty tight. So when I do the back leg, a lot of times I want to kind of support, help her set knee, and it's real gentle. So this is about as far as she's giving me, and I'll take it. Girl, I know. Hi, thank you. Please don't trim my hair. You can also practice, kind of compressing it as well before taking it out. No. So you can see she's definitely holding this one a lot. That's okay. She's feeling a little naughty. And so Luna is a puppy. A lot of times my puppies don't always have much patience, especially if she hasn't or she's not used to a lot of stretching. She's not used to, massage. So I don't expect my puppies to have as much patience with me as, say my personal dog, where we do this on a very regular basis. So you can see her, she's trying to chew my hair, she's kind of getting a little bit mouthy with me. She's just probably losing patience. And two, it might be uncomfortable, especially, stretching, because sometimes depending on how tight they are, it can be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to come back. Let's see if I can get this one to stretch out a little bit. So this side is definitely more tight. Oop. Thanks, Luna. So this is something that you can do with your dogs. Just really easy stuff. You can also practice this stuff standing. Obviously, when she's laying on her back, I can't massage any of the stuff like on her tailbone or around the base of her tail. I can't massage sometimes the back of their neck. My dogs also typically, they love their ears rubbed. You want to help make your puppy melt or your dog melts in your lap. A lot of times the ear rubs, especially if they don't, or if they're very good with handling and touching. If they have chronic ear infections, you might notice maybe they don't care that much for their ears being touched, but if they do have chronic ear infections, it's really good to help them desensitize to having their ears touched and being used to that, since you do have to do a little bit more care around their ears. So as you see, Luna's pretty good except for when I'm trying to do her back legs. So it just tells me a little bit like she's real tight back there. Okay, pretty. Dog. I know. Yeah. So there's just a little bit of something that you can work on with your dog. And other ways that it can be useful, besides just cuddling, but it can be very useful for, any type of first aid on their paws during their nails. They have cactus. I've used this in a lot of different scenarios. My dog picks up a lot of stickers when we're out hiking, so I put him on his back and I'm able to have him lay there for hours while I literally comb through his hair and pull out those stickers. So there you go.